In this week's episode, it's a major fat time in the parks again with the return of DCA's Food and Wine Festival. We've got all the info you need, including select menu items and booth themes. Also returning soon will be the annual Egg-Stravaganza hunt throughout the Disneyland Resort. There's more info on the new dining packages relating to Pixar Fest. Also, Paris Disneyland expansion, Pirates refurb schedule, an Adventureland Hideaway, and more on this tropical episode of the MousePIRE Podcast.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Diggs.
I'm Tim. Welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Disney, Star Wars, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the MousePIRE Podcast.
Hey, what's going on? Uh-oh.
The Apprentice lives.
What is this?
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Think out me how to show up.
You never had a friend like me.
Some imagination, huh?
Made you look.
Happy to... Oh, no.
You like to say Happy New
I don't
Year's
know.
and birthdays.
I like happy stuff. Happy... Yesterday was Pancake Day.
I missed it. I didn't get to go.
I like
Wait,
pancakes.
was it yesterday or was it...
No, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yesterday.
So Tuesday was Pancake Day. Now, Monday, Rebecca and I went to Cracker Barrel.
Uh-oh.
And she had pancakes, and they were the best pancakes I've ever had.
So you ate hers, is what you're saying?
Well, I had... She let me have a piece of it.
Oh, okay.
Because I got... Every time I go to Cracker Barrel, I get the chicken fried steak, the grandpa meal.
You didn't know they had pancakes.
Well, because it's like I can't not get the same. I keep wanting to get something different when I go there, but I don't. But anyways, these pancakes were like had the perfect like little just barely char where there was just a little bit of a crunch to it, where it was like it was amazing. It was almost like a pancake waffle. It was like almost like a pancake with a waffle texture almost. It was so good. I can't wait until there's more Cracker Barrels over here.
Well, I had to...
If you're supposedly the one in Rialto, we're really getting that one.
Why is it supposedly?
I don't know, because
I've seen this the whatever.
Well, I don't know. We were supposedly get this Tommy's took 5 years to open. So
Let me say something real quick about that Tommy's, and we're going off topic. I don't care.
No, we're starting off topic. It's different.
But we're not at hot topic. But that Tommy's is not open 24 hours, dude.
What?
It is not open 24 hours.
Which one?
The one we went to.
It's really not?
No.
We were there like at 2 a.m.
I don't know if they changed their hours. I know we were there late, but their hours from Sunday through Thursday is the 1 a.m. and then Friday and Saturday is 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So
you guys must have been there before 1 then, or else they changed the hours since you guys
Rampart
went.
Division would be offended.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because the other one was 24 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Fullerton.
Right.
That's
So
weird.
I was really surprised with that. But anyway, real quick, I haven't tried those pancakes over there, but the best pancakes I've ever had were at this place called The Place, which is in Mojave in Arizona. They're one of those places that only open till lunch and then they close later. So those pancakes are really, really good.
I mean, I haven't tried the pancakes in any of the other the other times I've been to Cracker Barrel, so I don't know if it was just that specific cook.
I know, huh? Because you never know.
You don't. Yeah, something like that. You could have the perfect conditions on the griddle. He could have like the perfect amount of oil or something glistening on there, or he could have the perfect amount of batter, or he leaves it on just that extra 2 seconds longer to get that crisp on there and to get that taste. So I mean, there's a lot of different factors that you might never get those pancakes the same like that again.
True.
But I will just say for those that maybe might want to try to get pancakes like that, this was at the Cracker Barrel at the Silverton casino outside in Vegas where the Bass Pro is. It's
Right.
actually like right adjacent to where Bass Pro is. If anybody's familiar with the Silverton Casino.
Well, you know what I'm familiar with?
Well, before you get to that, I just wanted to say that Tim is in the middle of ordering pizza. Speaking of food,
Yeah, it's fat
At
time.
my house, check it out. At my house, someone drove a car into the Pizza Hut location nearest to us. So I cannot order Pizza Hut without bypassing all of their deals. The only thing I can order, just to be clear, is full menu price pizzas from the next location.
well, just a note: you also can't order pizza with your Disneyland annual passport
No,
You don't get an AP discount at
because he
Pizza Hut.
literally just pulled out his annual
I
passport
pulled
to
out
try
the
and
wrong
buy
thing
pizza.
there. But,
So, anyways,
nonetheless, I figured, hey, these guys might appreciate a little pizza. I added bacon, just saying.
egg
Anyway.
rolls.
Nonetheless, I just figured, hey, I'll try it over here. I only ate one small leftover meal today. I guess I can have this too. And
What, are you counting points or something?
it sounds good. No, I'm not counting points, but like if I'd already eaten out 3 times today, then I probably wouldn't order more out food.
Probably not.
You know what?
Yeah.
Speaking of eating,
Just for the sake of money.
speaking of eating 3 times today, I'm actually eating 3 times a day. It's kind
Why?
of weird. I have to.
all that weight that you lost, you're going to put it back on.
Well,
if
no,
anything.
because I wasn't really used to eating, 3 times a day, maybe twice a day, once a day, whatever.
Well, I know that's what I mean.
And now, yeah, I actually eat 3 times a day, which is kind of weird for me. But I think I'm looking pretty slimming. I'm trying.
I don't know. The bag just adds another 15 pounds.
That's funny because I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like doing a side and I see this bag sticking out. I'm like, oh, whatever. All right. So anyway, like I'm saying, what I am familiar with is the fact that my truck is broken down again.
Yeah.
Boo.
And,
so what happened this time?
Well, I was at Target after I came out. I'll go in my truck and I try to start it and it started for about a second and died. Now, okay, well, whatever, because that happened before.
That sounds like more like a Walmart problem, but okay.
I know, that's true. That's true. So it happened before, it's done that. And then I just go ahead and start it up and it goes. Well, I try to start it again, it didn't go. And basically, all it did was start for about a second and it kept dying. I'm just thinking, the first thing I thought is the fuel pump. I haven't actually had it taken anywhere yet because I had to get
So
it.
when you told me fuel pump, that was just like a wild guess.
Well, because if you know anything about cars and if you turn your key all the way before you even hit to start it, don't start it, you'll hear a little buzz.
Okay.
That's your fuel pump pumping the gas.
Well, I thought that was just the electricity starting.
See, there you go. So I didn't hear that. So when I was thinking maybe it's the fuel pump and I would turn the key and I didn't hear that little buzzing. So I'm like, okay, it's probably the fuel pump. I told I had to get it towed and the tow truck driver came and he said, well, what happened? I told him. And he goes, well, that sounds like the fuel pump. So everyone I talked to told him, they said, it sounds like the fuel pump. I'm thinking it's the fuel pump. So anyway, just get a heads up on.
I think it's the flim flam machine, but
It
that's just
might be the Deagle hopper.
Yeah.
But just to get a little, a heads up of how much it's going to cost, it's about $600.
If it's the fuel pump.
Yes.
Okay.
And because I have, I told you before, there's 2 fuel pumps in my truck.
So you'd have to get both.
Probably. I don't know how all that works. I just know there's one in the gas tank and then, of course, the one outside or whatever it is. So, yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens with the truck. I'm actually looking for a new one, and I've been just looking around pricing them and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that.
Don't get technical with me.
3PO, you can come and fix my truck.
Happy beeps.
All right, you know what's going to make Anthony happy here? It's time for some fat time.
Uh-oh.
Are you hungry? Well, they are. It's time for Fat Time in the Parks.
We're starting early with the fat time.
I feel like that we just barely finished Festival of Fatness.
Right.
And that is Food and Wine here like sooner, or have we had the normal amount of time? Or maybe it's because we had Festival of Fatness the year before.
Right.
I don't know. It just feels like that it came awfully fast.
Right.
It feels like there's not enough time in between Festival of Fatness and Food and Wine, and there's too much time in between.
Basically,
Food and Wine
what you're saying is you didn't have enough time to lose the weight from that.
Well, I mean, just not enough time to recuperate, and it needs to be more in the middle, so that way
you need more preparation time.
Yes, and you got to have time to save up for that sip and savor pass.
Yeah. So hey, they finally announced the menu for Food and Wine Festival. We've been
mere days
on the wall.
Actually,
Always
the
tell something
day
else.
the day that the it's supposedly soft open to. I mean, it did soft open today, right?
I haven't really checked.
Oh, you haven't heard any.
But I saw pictures
okay.
of the menus already up.
Right. So, I mean, we're recording on Wednesday, and we just got the menu today, basically the same day that they said there was a soft open, which is very unusual for Disney to announce a menu that late, but we do have the menu now.
And there's a lot of new stuff and some old stuff on there.
There is some old stuff. LA Style's back.
That's Anthony's favorite.
Well, I don't know about my favorite, but it does have those pretty awesome Korean tacos. A new version of old stuff. Another whoopie pie.
Yes, this is a bourbon chocolate whoopie pie.
You're a bourbon chocolate.
And I believe it's available over at I Heart Artichokes. Is that where that one's at?
I don't remember. Because nothing says artichokes like bourbon whoopie pie, right?
Yes, that's true. So yeah, it is over there at I Heart Artichokes. I don't think anyone would like an artichoke whoopie pie, so maybe just with the bourbon chocolate. I saw that and I was like, you know what? I am interested in trying that one. I'm not a bourbon fan, but I'm interested to see what it will taste like.
You know what? I'm nuts about cheese. Oh yeah, it's one of the booths is called Nuts About Cheese.
Queso
fresco. You know what I like? I like brie toast.
That sounds good.
Yeah, brie toast with fig, mint, and almond crumble. Okay, well, I don't know. They lost me with that part. But goat cheese fromage blanc tartine with rosemary and hazelnuts. Well, I have no idea what any of that shit is, so I mean, if it sounds like something you might be interested in. I like this selection of 3 California cheeses, though. A Point Reyes Blue, a Vela Jack, and a Fiscalini Cheddar.
Is that from San Bernardino?
Maybe. Fiscalini Field.
Right.
That's hilarious.
I tried.
That would probably be really good, but I'm gonna guess that it's probably gonna cost a lot. That's it in the picture, I believe. There, I know you're looking at a different thing than I am, but
I'm looking at what you're looking at.
Oh, you're looking at the post?
Yeah,
blog post. Okay, yeah, because right above there is the picture of the 3 California cheeses, I believe.
Yeah,
it looks like there's some grapes there. I like grapes.
Me too.
They do have some beverages, obviously, for the food and drink. They have mimosas. They have a mimosa flight, and of course, they have a plethora of wines. LA Style. Yes, the Korean barbecue beef short rib tacos are back, and there was much rejoicing throughout the land.
That's basically Anthony was jumping up and down.
Yes, because there's something
I'm going to go ahead and say that didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. I know there are several people that will be very happy about that. I know Michael is a big fan
of you jumping up and down.
Of the Korean tacos, and some other people. They also have a chicken teriyaki slider with Dole pineapple jam, which I believe is another repeat.
Sounds familiar.
Yes.
And they've got a lot of stuff. I'm just like going through this now, and it's whoa.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. I'm just going to kind of skip around. They have the brew house, which has beers and ciders and craft brews and all kinds of stuff. There's a California craft brew, one that actually has one item of food. It's a white cheddar lager soup and a mini Boudin's sourdough boule. Boule. Bole. White cheddar bole. I think that's a repeat. That's not the one I remember liking, because I think that was the ale one that I think I remember. I don't remember which one it was I liked.
You liked the ale.
Was it the ale one I liked?
Yes.
Because this is the one from last year then that I didn't like as much.
Probably.
Okay.
There's a orange chicken and rice with garlic crackers.
Yes, we're not there yet.
That's pretty good. I'm going the other way. Just to be.
Of course you are. Peppers Cali Ente. Yes, it is called. The booth is called Peppers Cali Ente, and of course they have jalapeno popper mac and cheese with bacon. Now, of all the mac and cheeses that they've done, I think this is the most unique, and actually one that I actually think the first time I've actually wanted really definitely to try one. I'm gonna have to see it.
Yeah, that's the thing here. The last one they did was really good, the mac and cheese.
Well, yeah, Rebecca tried it, and she literally liked it. But, I mean...
What is this one called?
Jalapeno popper mac and cheese with bacon. So basically, it's like...
That. What's the restaurant called?
Peppers Cali Ente for the 4th time.
Yeah, you said it once.
No, I actually said it twice.
I'm looking for it, though, and I'm not... Oh, there it is. It doesn't have a picture, that's why.
No, there's no picture. I like jalapeno poppers. That's why
it looks like that's the picture, actually, right above it. The mac and cheese looks very white, and it's got a bunch of stuff on top of it.
Is that it?
Like that. I mean, it looks like...
It looks weird. It doesn't look like a jalapeno popper. Unless it's little chunks of... It could be little chunks of jalapeno that
bacon.
Yeah. You know, if that's it, then what it is the jalapeno poppers are actually little chunks of breaded, basically jalapenos that are thrown on top. If that's what it is, then I don't know. Maybe might be okay. Who knows?
Now, over at the Strawberry Patch, this is interesting. They have strawberry and coconut rice frushi.
You're a frushi.
With sweet okos, Greek non-fat yogurt, wasabi sauce. So it's spicy coconut rice and strawberries frushi. So it's like a you don't eat fish but you want sushi situation. I would try that.
I wouldn't because I don't like coconut. And I don't know how if you're going to taste the coconut or not. I'm not going to take... I can't take that right.
No, I don't like avocado, so I'm just going to skip past it completely.
Well, you left something off at the Strawberry Patch.
Exactly. What the hell is wrong with you?
You need to settle down because...
Which one? This Watson Strawberry Pie?
Yes, the Watsonville Strawberry Pie because it's a strawberry pie and this guy loves strawberries. It was well established that
if you like strawberry pie, then you should just go straight to the Bob's Big Boy. That's the strawberry pie.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not going to argue with you about that, but...
I wouldn't go to Bob's Big Boy for strawberry pie.
Why?
Because I would rather go to Corky's.
Well, that's different. If it's closer, then yeah, why not?
So they have a strawberry pie, but that's all it says, Watsonville Strawberry Pie.
Well, Watsonville has to be a name brand.
Mm-hmm. Now, what seems interesting to me is the grilled asparagus Caesar salad, because it looks like they just line up some asparagus. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces. And then they put Caesar salad sauce and croutons on top.
Yes, just to clarify, we have skipped down, because that's what Tim is doing. Mm-hmm. We have skipped down to the booth called Avocado Time. Not to be confused with peanut butter jelly time.
Yes.
All I did was skip
avocado
avocados.
Time.
All I did was skip the avocados.
We're not skipping the avocados. We're talking about the avocado and pepper jack petite guacamole burger, because that sounds very interesting.
I
would try that. That sounds really good. And then a
hummus situation.
I'm not going to read that one because I don't know how to say that thing, but I'm pretty sure it's a name brand.
Spicy Oomfa.
You're an Oomfa. Anyways, it's a spicy something on pita with avocado hummus and garlic sauce.
Or if you like avocado ice cream, they'll have that too. Who wants avocado ice cream? Couldn't tell you.
Probably somebody who was weird. Probably the same kind of person that would eat green tea ice cream.
No, since we're jumping around, I'm going to go back to
No, we're not jumping around. We're going back to the eat your greens,
that's
which
what
is
I'm
where
jumping
you were.
back to, yeah.
Well, that's not jumping back. That's going forward.
I want to know what sea beans are. Because they have this compressed Asian cucumber dish with green sauce, toasted almonds, and sea greens. Sea beans.
I have no clue what a sea bean is.
It is a bean from the sea.
All right. That's profound.
I mean, I got beans from somewhere else, but they don't want to know about that.
Down at the Citrus Grove, we got a citrus brined pork roast with tangy barbecue sauce and lemon pepper slaw. Now, that sounds yummy.
Or, as I said before, there's orange chicken with
rice.
The
crispy orange chicken and rice with garlic cracker. That, I believe, the crispy orange chicken, they have had before. If anything, it looks actually, going by the picture, it looks like more of a tangerine chicken, if you ask me, because there's tangerine there. And then the old Meyer lemon macaron is back.
Yeah.
I believe that was at the booth that was previously called Lemon something before.
So next booth is I Love Artichokes. Or it doesn't say love, it's a heart symbol.
Yes.
I heart artichokes.
That is actually the return. That was also that's a returning booth, isn't it?
Yes.
I believe, yes.
They have grilled and chilled artichoke hearts with romesco.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
And the thing that does sound good is fried artichoke with carbonara.
No, what sounds good is what we talked about before, and that's the bourbon chocolate whoopie pie.
Next booth here is called the Cluckadoodle Moo. I like the play on words there. What do they have here? They have a grilled Harris Ranch beef tenderloin slider with chimichurri sauce.
Now, this is just a variation of the tenderloin slider with chimichurri sauce they've been doing since basically the very first Food and Wine Festival. The difference here, and it's very noteworthy, is that they've obviously, presumably, I'm not going to take it for granted that this is actually going to be a Harris Ranch meat, but I don't know if everybody knows what Harris Ranch is. Harris Ranch is super high quality meat from California. Harris Ranch is up on the 99 freeway. the actual Harris Ranch. There's actually a restaurant there where you can get like fresh steaks and everything that they serve right there. But otherwise, the actual Harris Ranch is up on the 99 on the way to Sacramento or San Francisco. And only certain local meat markets, like we have one up here, Hacienda Village Meats. Only little meat markets like that serve Harris Ranch meats. So it's interesting that Disney has partnered with them to get their beef just for this one item, or just or Harris Ranch has agreed to it just to get the name on there for some reason, just for this one item. It just seems very, I don't know, unnecessary. But
welcome to Disney, bro.
But it'd be interesting to know whether it's actually Harris Ranch, or if it's going to be, if it's going to taste any different, or if it's going to be the same old tenderloin beef slider with chimichurri sauce that we've always been having. Now, interesting new item here is the salt and beer vinegar Parmesan chicken wings, which sounds interesting, but the picture, they look yummy.
Yum yum, and now you yum. But are they boneless? Question.
No, clearly not by the picture.
Well, that's a problem.
Why? Are you lazy?
Me no likey bones.
Oh, I mean, I don't either. It is lazy to not like bones.
Right.
I will admit to that.
So then they have another items. The Okos. It's another Okos Greek non-fat yogurt. This is a panna cotta with red raspberry compote. Doesn't seem to be a picture of that. They do have a picture of another item, which I'm a little. It's like a shake with cake on the top. Right next to the chicken wings. It looks like here we go. It's the orange vanilla cream float with whipped cream.
Yes, that's we're going to get to that because
that looks
I know
pretty good.
Diggs is very interested in the orange vanilla cream float.
He doesn't sound interested. So the next booth is off the cob. This one's kind of exciting. Sweet corn nuggets with beef chili. How can you go wrong there? I mean, underspicing it would pretty much, with no flavoring, that'd pretty much be the only way to ruin it. Now, I don't eat the shrimp tacos, but they do have shrimp tacos with andouille sausage and fresh corn.
Yes, this sounds good too.
And the caramel popcorn crispy treat. So that's pretty much it there, right?
Yeah, they have a popcorn lemonade cocktail. I don't know what that sounds weird. And then they also have a popcorn lemonade with whipped cream and candy corn garnish. That just makes me want to throw up.
Okie dokie.
Popcorn lemonade.
Well,
and then candy corn.
Love candy corn.
Not as much as you do.
Oh man,
but,
I forgot to bring the candy corn M&Ms for you to try.
You didn't forget. You just shouldn't.
You won't eat one if I bring it?
No.
You won't even try one.
Now, Garlic Kissed, that's a return, right? I believe.
Yes.
Or was it a different name with garlic stuff?
It's the same.
Okay. And this is the return. So this is actually going to be the first time they've had two mac and cheeses.
Yeah, that's good. Well, they know it's popular.
The return of the creamy mac and cheese with garlic bread crumble. I believe that's not the one that they had this last time, but I believe it's the one from last Food and Wine.
And they also have a braised pork belly, too. There.
Yes, the black garlic soy braised pork belly banh mi is the same banh mi that they've had, I think 3 times now. And it's really good.
Well, down at the Paradise Garden Grill,
well,
which is
hold on.
also
There might be
listed
some
here.
people that would be interested at Garlic Kiss. They do have a Bloody Mary. There are a lot of Bloody Mary fans out there.
They have a mango Hefeweizen, too.
They have a garlic... it's a Bloody Mary with a garlic stuffed olive.
Mm.
Yes, they have lots of Hefeweizens and other beers.
Mango Hefeweizen, even.
We could spend a whole podcast just naming off all the beers that they're going to be serving.
Let's not do that.
No. Yes, over at Paradise Garden Grill, as usual, they will also have some items over there. They have a beer-battered cod with fries and slaw and remoulade.
Vegetarian meatball sandwich.
Vegetarian, quote-unquote, meatball.
Can you really call it a meatball?
Well, that's why meatball's in quotes, because it's a vegetarian meatball.
And then they have beer-braised pork tacos with pickled apple slaw.
Black beans and queso.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Sausage trio with the braised red cabbage, warm potato salad, large soft pretzel.
I would eat it, but it would be too much.
They have soft pretzels elsewhere in the park. I don't think that's the choice to make there.
I mean, I'm not going to pay for the soft pretzel there. Just get the beer mustard dipping sauce.
They do have this, how do I pronounce that? Bien Stitch
cake.
Bien Stitch cake with caramelized almonds and filled with vanilla bean custard. If somebody can write us an email and discuss how I mispronounced that word, it's spelled BIENSTITCH. ENSTICH.
Yes, please send us an audio file on how to pronounce that correctly.
Exactly.
And it will be played on the podcast.
And that looks like the end of the list, unless you want to. Do they have any cool beverages there? Nothing really. It's all alcohol.
No, I mean, we pretty much covered most of the beverages. They do have, several other booths that we didn't mention that are all just strictly the alcohol, which, of course, they always have. And you guys know that we never mention those. And, of course, we just named off a bunch of food items, and probably people went to sleep already. So we're going to wake you back up by talking about something other than food. Wait, no, because we still have food to talk about. Never mind.
Once again this year, they will have the Sip and Savor Pass for APs. Not sure about a price for that because I haven't seen anything about it. But
better still be $45 or people are going to get beat down.
Yeah, I believe. There shouldn't be any reason why they would raise that price. So hopefully it is $45, and you do get 8 passes on that Sip and Savor Pass, so you can go to the different booths and get some of the food that are going on over there. But of course, the best thing to do is, if you do get the Sip and Savor Pass, is to get the most expensive food items to make it worth it.
Yeah, definitely get the heavier price stuff.
You don't want to get a $4.95 item if with that pass. You might as well get something that's $8 or whatever. So they have that once again, and then they are giving AP buttons at the different booths. So when you go and you go to the booth and you have I guess you just show your AP pass and you get the button. That's how it works, Tim? I don't remember.
No,
I've never
you
done
have
it.
to have an AP to buy the Sip and Savor.
So when you get the pass,
you show your AP to be able to get the Sip and Savor,
yeah,
it's like $45 or whatever.
Buttons. I've never done this because I don't go there.
As soon as if you go to
For
the
the buttons.
booth,
What about them?
To get a button at the booth, you don't have to have the Sip and Savor pass. You just show your pass, right?
No, you have to.
No, you only get the button if you have a Sip and Savor. If you've used the Sip and Savor things, is usually the only time they give you.
So if you only get one Sip and Savor pass, then you'll never collect all 13 buttons.
Well, unless you're smarter than the average bear.
I don't know, because I haven't. I guess, like you said, I haven't bought anything without, because since they don't give discount on AP, there's no reason for them to ask for AP unless you're using the Sip and Savor. And the only time they ask for AP is when you're giving them a Sip and Savor coupon. So
let me explain.
I actually don't really know how they give you.
I have the answer. What they did for the Festival of Fatness, the last one, they only sold the Sip and Savor if you have an AP. It's not available to regular guests.
All right.
All of the Sip and Savors are like that.
Right. All right, so it does
when
say
you
here.
Have it, then you use each thing and you get a button along with your purchase.
Okay, here it goes. It says right here, annual pass holders will receive a special AP button with each coupon redemption while supplies last.
Right.
You will be able to purchase the Sip and Savor pass at the AP corner, which will be in the Sonoma Terrace area, or wherever food and wine merchandise is sold. So any kiosk that has the shirts and cups and steins and all that kind of stuff, they'll have the passes there.
So what's the dates on that real quick? What's the dates on Food and Wine?
The Food and Wine goes from March 2nd through April 12th.
Okay, so it's about the same as what it was last year.
Right.
As opposed to the first Food and Wine, which was only 4 weeks.
Right.
Probably your pizza.
That is the pizza. There you go. What are we talking about next?
Well, Disney announced something going on over at Adventureland.
Yeah, it kind of relates back to something we were talking about last week. Last week we were having a discussion about wasted space at Disneyland.
Right.
And we actually mentioned this place that it's been wasted space, and that's Aladdin's Oasis.
Probably the most wasted space in the whole park, to be honest with you.
And so basically they announced that there's going to be a new area to explore. Former Aladdin's Oasis will soon be transformed to the Tropical Hideaway. This new experience will soon appear along the tropical shores nestled between the Jungle Cruise and Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Now, unless they start doing some work on that soon, I don't see that opening like anytime this year.
Right.
Because from the concept drawing and the fact that Aladdin's Oasis has mutual structures that would need to be broken down, especially that big-ass entrance, then I think that we're looking at still quite a ways away from that opening, but it is definitely interesting. And finally, I have theories.
I mean, I'm excited for them to do something with that space. It's just sitting there, right? They use it, yes, for some small private events, but there's other private locations in the parks to do small events, like especially the Starcade whole area they've got now for private events. What do they need that? I mean, the only cool part about that area was the lion head, right?
Right.
That
just the facade on it was cool, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's just a waste sitting there doing nothing with it. At least they'll be able to use it to sell food, right?
Right. And then they're very, very vague about what is going to be happening there.
Exactly, because it says this one-of-a-kind destination will be a popular rest stop for Adventureland locals and weary explorers alike. Guests will be able to rub elbows with their favorite skippers in an exotic traders market featuring all of the sights, sounds, and flavors of the tropics.
So they're going to bring on more skippers with more responsibilities.
Super vague. Now, I have a couple theories. My one theory is that it's going to kind of become a almost like a food court where you have different stations, and that one of my theories also.
That would be cool.
I don't remember which one of us actually mentioned it first. I think actually Rebecca said it first. Was that move Bengal barbecue into that?
That'd be interesting.
And you could have, because from the way it looks like there's one main thing in that one corner, but it looks like there could be things on the side of it, and the one main thing in the corner could be like Bengal barbecue moved over there. And then you could even maybe move the fruit stand into there.
Right.
And then basically if you move Bengal barbecue and you move the fruit stand and all that, they could put all those stores back to where they were. And you could take out Bengal barbecue and actually maybe even just have that as another store, or it's just become, or just wall it. That's my one theory. Because at first, when I first looked at that, they looked like standing up tables that you stand at. But then I saw a better resolution photo, and you can tell there's chairs there. So they are definitely seating.
Those higher chairs. That's what it looks like on this photo.
Maybe, because I was thinking it was maybe those high tables like what they have over at Bengal Barbecue, but then I was looking at it and I did see chairs there, so you can't really tell if maybe they're tall chairs with tall tables.
Yeah, but in one of these, you can see people actually sitting on those chairs.
Right. So there's definitely seating there, like actual seating. So, but I don't see it being any kind of like an actual restaurant.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And the wording in the description definitely seems to imply that it's more of a place that's going to have multiple places.
So you think instead of a restaurant, they're going to have like counter service a la Bengal barbecue, but a couple different options?
That's what I think.
I mean, that would be
the wording on the description makes it sound like it's not a restaurant, that it's a market. They have a market theme, which is why I think that they can move like the fruit stand over there, and then maybe put like either the Bengal barbecue or something like that in there, and then maybe even
what you're saying.
And then maybe even also have a shop where with trinkets or something.
I think that would be awesome. It would be also a first for that type of thing at Disneyland.
With the exception of maybe like the boardwalk.
Well, the Paradise Grill and boardwalk.
The former boardwalk. Because, you had a bunch of different stores.
Well, I guess in DCA they have, the Chinese, the Mexican, and the whatever is similar to that. But that's also a very large area, and this area over by the Jungle Cruise is small.
Well, that's 3 big restaurants. This would be basically all the restaurants would be sharing the same kitchen, because they would all still be using that old kitchen that was connected to. Because that was the Tahitian Terrace kitchen connected to the Jolly Holiday kitchen, right? They shared a kitchen, I believe.
Probably, I don't know.
I know that the OC Register article about it was wrong because it said the Tahitian Terrace shared a kitchen with the Enchanted Tiki Room, which unless Jose and his friends are doing some cooking, then the Enchanted Tiki Room definitely did not have a kitchen.
No, but the Tiki Room has a kitchen behind it.
Yeah, the Tahitian Terrace kitchen.
Right.
Or the Land's Oasis kitchen.
Right.
But I believe that in the old days of the Tahitian Terrace, that kitchen was connected to
Jolly Holiday.
Yeah,
it was.
Or what used to be, that was when it was called, when that was the original, the original Carnation, right?
Right.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, that was a 2-sided restaurant. The kitchen is one and the same, I believe.
Right. It was a 2-sided restaurant. It was the one on the one side, it was Tahitian Terrace on the other side.
It may make sense that instead of a full restaurant like Jolly Holiday, that they're just going to do a small choice of items. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and if like I said, if they were to move Bengal Barbecue into that little thing, then it frees them up even more to create more space in the middle of Adventureland Walkway, because then it pushes. You get rid of that outcropping of Bengal Barbecue, and it pushes that wall back even further.
Right.
And then you take out that tree, and then it opens up that end of Adventureland even more than it already did.
Makes sense. Yeah, I could see that happening as well. I'm excited to see what they're going to do, though.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens. It's all preliminary at this point. It's just a concept art. And I'm sure we'll probably won't hear any more about it until, I don't know, summer?
Maybe.
I mean, we'll know when they start tearing that area apart. Maybe we'll hear more about it by then. But for now, it's something to look forward to.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What?
Egg-Stravaganza.
You're an Egg-Stravaganza. I get it. Egg-Stravaganza. It's back.
You know what? I've been getting a lot of messages. Hey, when is Egg-Stravaganza starting? And da-da-da-da.
Same time as it does every year, Pinky.
Usually.
I guess so.
Around Easter.
So, yeah, we finally got the word that Egg-Stravaganza will return to the parks on March 16th and will run through April 1st. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, well, where the hell have you been? Because we've talked about this for the last 2 years now, and I like to do it. I did it last year.
Wait, so that starts what day again?
March 16th.
Okay, so you're going to have that and obviously food and wine going on at the same time again?
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, it looks pretty cool again. I'm going to, last year, it is in Disneyland Park, California Adventure, and Downtown Disney.
What I don't understand about this thing they do every year is that it's only for a very short time. It's 2 weeks deal. Why not? I mean, they did Lunar New Year for a month and a half. Why not offer this thing? I mean, people are buying it. They're enjoying it. People like the little eggs. It's just a super short window that it doesn't make sense.
Because they usually sell out of the maps. So,
they make more maps.
No, I'm saying they usually sell out of the maps. So if they're selling out and there's still people trying to buy them, then you're right. They should start earlier than what they do, or make it go later.
Every single year, we talk about this. Elizabeth does the personal shopping. Every single year we get people requesting her to go pick up the eggs. And I mean, basically she just goes, she buys the egg for the $6, charges them maybe a couple bucks extra for picking it up, and we'll ship it out. But also every single year, after it's over, people want the whole set, or they want a couple of them or something. And usually we will have somebody that's willing to pay some exorbitant price if we can get all of them, and you just can't. There's no way to do it. They want the whole set, and they're willing to pay like $100 for it or something. And it's just silly. Why don't they offer it for another couple weeks? I mean, Easter is when?
April 1st.
It is April 1st. Mm-hmm. So why don't they offer it for a couple weeks past Easter, or even just for the whole month?
I agree. I mean, because they make money off the maps, and people
they should have at least go all the way through Grand Nights.
All right. So, yeah, starting on March 16th, you can head over to the resort, pick up your maps, which are going to be $5.99 plus tax, and search for the eggs around the resort, or you can just redeem your map there. You don't actually have to search for the eggs and then bring the map back. Usually they'll just give you the egg there. You pick your egg that you want, and you can head over to Elias & Company at California Adventure over at Disneyland.
Is that the same price as it was before?
I believe so.
Plus tax?
California Adventure, or at Disneyland Park, the Disney Showcase, and of course over at Downtown Disney, half of the World of Disney store will be selling the egg. Whatever half is open that time.
What is the purchasing limits will apply down at the bottom? What does that mean?
That means
probably not going to let you buy all of them.
That's for Tim, so they can't go over there and buy eggs and sell them. I don't know.
So you can't get the whole set and sell it for $100.
Yeah, I don't know, because I know we have friends that actually go and will buy 6 maps for each part.
That's probably the limit.
So they can get the set. So
I would hope that that's the limit. I mean,
because is there like a 1 per person limit, or
they shouldn't? If somebody wants the whole set, they should allow them to buy the whole set. It's why.
I don't know. I was just wondering what that meant, because obviously, if it says that, then it It must refer to something. I don't know.
Right. And don't forget there's no discounts. And, of course, if you want to participate in the Disney parks, you have to have tickets to get into the park.
You do?
Yes, you
They
do.
make you buy a ticket?
Yeah. And
You
if you
can't pay $5.99 and get the map and then get into the park?
No, it doesn't work that way.
man.
But you can go ahead and go to downtown Disney, and you can buy your maps there and participate for only $20. That's how much it costs to park, right? I don't know. Whatever parking costs for that.
No, not if you see a movie and do the...
I don't have time to do both. Real quick, guys. All the complicated stuff is going on at the parking structure. All the hassles and whatnots are going on. They already rerouted the tram loading and unloading zones, and
Well, it's basically exactly what Anthony and I said the other.
oh yeah. But it's all gone into effect, and so basically, if you guys park in the structure, you'll come down the escalators, and you're gonna make a little U-turn, going like towards the bathrooms, and you're gonna head over to the left side. And security's right there. That's where you'll do your bag check and all that kind of stuff, metal detectors, and then you'll head into.
But it's still under.
Yeah, it's in Chippendale parking lot. So yeah, you just head over there and you get to go through security, metal detectors, and then you'll board the tram. And from the video I saw from Disney 366, they're actually unloading when you get to downtown Disney on the left side.
Well, that's the part that he and I were told about, and we didn't believe it. They said that they basically reversed the tram route.
Right.
So they're driving on the
London side.
Right. Well, for the driver, there's no right or left because they're in the center, right? There's only one thing. But this whole time, it's been, where you're on the right, just like the cars do here.
Right.
And the tram goes in a circle, and it stays always on the right.
I'm sure
now
people
they're
got
driving,
the fact when I said London.
Well, now they're driving only on the left side, and it stays in a circle and goes on the left. So ideally now you want to get dropped off after the first drop. You know how before?
Basically, instead of going counterclockwise, now it's going clockwise.
Correct. You guys don't do...
I just said it way easier.
You guys don't do the structure, but...
I thought London was easiest enough.
When it's busy at the parking structure, you want to get dropped off in the first two drops. If the tram is busy, there's too many people there, they'll circle around and they drop you off in no man's land. It's a farther walk, especially if you're going to downtown Disney.
All right, I just wanted to say this real quick. We don't need to go into detail about this. Just let you know that everything's ready to go. The trams are underneath now in the Chippendale parking lot, so you guys are just going to need to go inside that area when you guys are trying to find the tram because they have that other blocked off. And there was
I hope I never have to go to Toy Story again anytime soon because I don't want to have to go in there and have to breathe in all that carbon monoxide. And
in Toy Story?
What?
You said Toy Story.
Okay. I hope I only park at Toy Story.
There you go.
I hope I never have to go to the structure anytime soon.
Me too. I agree with that.
Because I don't want to have to deal with that underground shit and fumes and...
Yeah.
Fumes.
And, cancer and carbon monoxide and guns and whatever else.
Selfie sticks.
Your face.
Thank you. Hey, so right, we got a end date. Well, last week we gave you a begin date, or whenever it was, 2 weeks ago, we gave you a begin date for Pixar Fest. Well, now we have an end date.
What is that date?
It's September 3rd, which I believe is probably... Is that Labor Day?
Maybe.
Seems like before Labor Day, but...
So yeah, that's Labor Day.
Okay. So yeah, so it was basically what we would have expected. Who knows what's going to be sticking around after that? I mean, you have to figure that, I don't know. I mean, do we really think that they're going to run Paint the Night from April 13th to September 3rd and then they're going to shelve it again? Or do you think they're going to leave it?
In DCA?
Yeah.
Or are they going to move it back to Disneyland?
No, they're not going to move it back to Disneyland.
Do you think that that's indicative of a plan to do another nighttime parade at Disneyland at some point?
Well, you would hope that they would.
That they're trying to take the traffic from what's popular, but that eventually they're going to come out with something new?
Well, but right now what they're trying to do is get people out of Disneyland.
Yeah.
So you have to think that after September 3rd, either Paint the Night's going to go on a hiatus until 2019 when it comes back to help take pressure off of Disneyland, or it's just not going to go away at all. What do you think? I think it's one of those two things.
Well, you got to remember that
They're not going to go through. First of all, they're not going to go through all the trouble of redoing it to fit
Right.
the DCA to just have it there from April to September.
You know what? Maybe
You're
it's
right.
going to be one of those things that it'll be over in September, and then it'll come back for Christmas.
Right.
You know, because you're going to have Halloween.
Well, because DCA doesn't have a Christmas parade,
Right.
so it's very easy to say, okay, well, you could run Paint the Night during Christmas,
Right.
and then piss people off in Disneyland because you don't have Garland or a Christmas parade.
Ooh, I have
Exactly.
a question. Could they do Paint the Night at DCA while, like, say, a Food and Wine or Festival of Holidays was going on?
Oh, no.
No, they can't.
Forgot about that.
So that's
Yeah.
probably what the schedule is that in September is the technical start of the off season, or supposed to be.
Right.
Isn't that when they come out with the third one? Isn't
No, that's the
The Festival of
Fatness.
Holidays will start in
Yeah.
November, mid-November.
So then,
So you're probably
we
gonna
wouldn't
have-
that parade.
Right, so
I
you're-
forgot about that.
So probably September 3rd, you're probably going to have Paint the Night end, and then Paint the Night will probably come back, I'd say, by spring break of 2019
Maybe.
or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
think
definitely,
about-
that's true. You can't have Paint the Night during Christmas because of Festival of Holidays.
Right.
So,
I guess they have to figure out what would make them more money.
right.
Would it make them more money to sell the food during the festival, or would that draw in more people and more income, or would just having Paint the Night in general?
Or you figure out a way to have both, and you move the
Hmm.
festival off of that parade route.
I don't know. I don't like that idea. I know
Then
you
you have it
I know
all
what you're
over the. Then
saying.
you kind of
Just
have
think
to have
about
it all
where
over
they-
the place. It's
Yeah.
not all in a line,
Could
but
they-
you have it
Maybe
all
you
over
put
the
a
place.
booth in the pier.
Right.
I don't know.
No, but could they put it in the,
Well, you
in the
could probably put a
backlot
couple
area?
booths in the pier. You put a booth in Cars Land. You could put like 5 booths in Hollywood backlot.
Probably more than
What-
that if they
we-
did it right.
If they're already putting LA style, you could probably put LA style and about 4 other booths over there in that area, area where LA style was. But now, what about Play Parade?
What about it?
Do you think it's going to leave? Do you think as September comes
Oh,
and it goes away for a little while,
no.
or you think it's there until Christmas parade or Christmas parade starts?
It has to be there for a while. They have to have a parade.
I don't think they're going to do 3. Well, no, there's no. Where's Sensational?
That's what I'm.
Gone.
Sensational's done.
Is it done completely?
From what I heard,
Yeah.
it's done.
Hmm.
But that's just, I wouldn't say that's concrete right there because I just heard things.
I feel like if they're going to retire a parade that's ran as long as Sensational, which we talked about before, it was like one of the longest running parades, right? That they would make an announcement. This parade is going away. We're not going to have it
an
anymore.
electrical parade.
Well, they did it.
They didn't say this is parade's retiring. You're not going to
Oh,
be able to
no.
experience it anymore. They just said that it runs through this date.
Okay.
People always
Disneyland's
assume-
had lots of daytime parades. Do they usually have any kind of fanfare when they end?
No.
I mean, and I don't remember any kind of fanfare when The Lion King ended. Some of those parades are only around for a couple of years. I get what you're saying, that Sensational's been there
For a long
longer
time.
than any other
Right.
daytime parade, but
All right, so also related to the Pixar Fest, we have the announcement of the new Lamplight Lounge. Which,
What?
Yeah, so
It's a cool name for a place, right?
I like it.
Makes me think of the Lamplighter. You guys remember that Lamplighter? They had locations all over the place.
No, I don't remember
now
that.
does the name have anything to do with the fact that the lamp, or the Pixar lamp, is not going to appear until a later date?
That's
the
a good,
lamp is
yeah, I
too
know what
busy
you're talking
working
about.
on the Lamplight Lounge.
That's what I think. I think that has something to do. So he has to work on the lounge first before he's up on the
I don't know if
sign.
you were paying attention last week when we talked
doubt
about
it.
it, but we
The
mentioned
lamp's not in the logo.
the
yeah.
lamp is on. Well, the lamp is. What did they say specifically? The lamp was going to be added later,
Something like that.
or they said specifically the logo, the Pixar logo lamp on top of the big sign is going to be added later.
Hmm.
So I'm making a joke that the Lamplighter Lounge he's going to be added later because he's too busy working on the lounge.
There you go.
Yeah.
So this is of course what everyone loves, the Cove Bar, and this is the new name.
Now there was clarification actually in the comments. I don't know if you saw it, that the Lamplighter Lounge is the Cove Bar and Ariel's Grotto.
Right.
It's going to be all one name now. There's not
Yes.
going to be any distinction.
Right.
So I don't know
The
if you
whole
had
building is just
the
one
Lamplighter
name.
Lounge now.
Lamplight Lounge.
Isn't that
Oh, Lamplighter.
Lamplight Lounge?
Yes.
But isn't that a little confusing of whether you say, "Oh, meet me over here," but then they don't know what part of the building you're in?
Well, then you should be over there waving your hand, saying, "Well, look at me, I'm over here." Why confuse things?
If you're having dinner downstairs,
Okay, it's easy. If you're with people that like to eat, you're going to the dinner part. If you're meeting with a bunch of alcoholics, you know where you're going.
All right, so on here on the Disney Parks blog, it does say that the lobster nachos will be there.
Exactly what I was just about to say. They did establish those will still be around.
It says the Lamplight Lounge will serve California casual gastropub cuisine that is playfully presented, that too, along with unique signature cocktails. And of course, it's going to contain a full bar and going to have a waterfront view, both upstairs and downstairs. And of course, it's going to have the outdoor seating that will provide views of the Pixar Pier and World of Color. So of course, they're going to probably have those, the World of Color dining packages. I was going to include that at night where you go down there and watch World of Color. All right, so of course, this will all open on June 23rd when Pixar Pier reopens. And we did talk about before that the Cove Bar will be open one more time, and that will be on March 16th.
One more time.
As
the Cove Bar?
Yes, it'll be open up on March 16th for a little brief period of time before they close again at the end of May, and then they'll do their.
And then when does the Lamp Lounge open?
I don't know because I know I just said it. So rewind.
What I thought was happening was that they were going to do the remodel. And they were going to open it early and then close it and then open it again.
I'm sure they're doing the remodel already downstairs and upstairs before they even do the other part. Because they just opened that whole new area of the Cove Bar. So I don't think there's going to be much to redo there.
Probably decoration and that's it.
Right. I don't know. Haven't really paid attention to that because I don't go to the Cove Bar. It's not a necessity for me. So I'm sure people will figure it out.
Yeah.
Either way, it'll all be open by June 23rd.
There you go. All that's important right now.
Yes, the whole pier will open at that point.
And I would highly suggest you stay away from that area on June 23rd because that's where you're going to have all those people who just want to go over there and say, I'm over here at the Lamplight Lounge now.
Right.
Hashtag not important.
Hashtag not my Cove Bar.
All right, so part of the Pixar Fest, they said here that's going to happen is you'll be able to check out some of the Pixar Shorts. Pixar Shorts Film Festival that's going to happen at the Sunset Showcase Theater in Hollywoodland. And I'll be rotating some of the favorites such as For the Birds and Anthony's favorite, Lava.
Lava!
I actually think that's a pretty cool idea. So, I mean, we talked about that before, do something like over at the Opera House, sit there and watch some different types of shorts and things like that, and to be able to watch all the Pixar shorts, that'd be pretty cool. I will definitely be there and just to sit there and just chill and watch some of that, especially when Lava's there and playing and we can sing along.
Lava! All right, so last week, Diggs was telling you guys about the upcoming Paint the Night dining packages that they had went on sale. But I believe that's all the information we had was just that they were on sale.
Right.
And that there was some confusion about the dates.
Yes.
Mostly because of confusing people. But now we got some more details on the dining packages. There will be 3 specific Paint the Night dining packages. There is 2, if you want to call them basic ones, because the 2 dining packages include dinner or a meal at Carthay Circle, and then the other one is Wine Country Trattoria. Now, I very highly doubt that either of these are going to be very cheap.
Probably not.
Being that it's Carthay and Wine Trattoria. Now, over at the Wine Country Trattoria, you can get pepperoncinis, Kalamata olives, Roma tomatoes, cucumbers, shaved Parmesan, red wine vinaigrette, chef's soup selection, Italian wedding soup.
You have to get married?
That's just the beginning.
Oh.
And then you get a main course with selections such as spaghetti, seasonal vegetables, arugula, tomatoes, garlic, blah, 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 Tuscan salad, and a bunch of fancy stuff. Or you can get fettuccine shrimp Alfredo. And then you top it off with a decadent dessert of either trattoria, tiramisu, or chocolate panna cotta. Over at Carthay Circle, you can dine in style with a 4-course meal that starts with a crab custard with chilled asparagus, a second course of savory soup of roasted parsnip, accented with winter pears, dried cranberries, and rosemary ham. For the main course, choose between sustainable fish of the day with Spanish cilantro or Spanish chorizo, bay shrimp, and red bell pepper romesco, or a Stone Creek prime New York steak with winter root, whipped potatoes, and Cabernet essence.
Oh.
And finally, for dessert, you can enjoy the Sweet Painter's Palette. Now, if those aren't rich enough for your blood, you can do the Sonoma Terrace Paint the Night Parade Reception, which costs $79 per person. You will be able to see the parade from a unique vantage point while sampling a sweet and savory menu selection, sipping wine, beer, and non-alcoholic drinks. And you will also get to bring home a luscious truffle assortment. Now, the package will include a charcuterie tray and desserts served with wine, beer, Coca-Cola, or other non-alcoholic beverages, and then the aforementioned boxed truffles. You get reserved seating in the preferred viewing area. You must check in 60 minutes before. Like I said, it's $79 per person. That includes tax and gratuity.
How much? $69?
$79.
Oh, $79.
$79 and includes tax and gratuity. Reservations are accepted for that with credit card guarantee. Same day reservations are limited. To book that, you call the usual stuff. 714-781-DINE.
Tell them.
Dine.
Cancellations received within 72 hours. I don't know if all of this stuff applies to all of the dining packages, or because most of the dining packages you get on the spot, right? You don't need reservations.
Right. So those are basically for the reservations.
So this is specifically for this one,
Carthay Circle.
the Sonoma Terrace Paint the Night Reception.
Yeah.
You need a reservation, and like I said, you would pay the $79 when you make a reservation.
Right.
You must cancel within 72 hours of the event start to be charged. Otherwise, you will be charged full price.
Dang. Dirty. Wasn't it like 10 or 20 bucks before?
72 hours now? No, it used to be
Like
the
10
day
or,
of 24 hours.
yeah, it was like 10 or
Well, for
20
this
bucks.
particular one, it's 72 hours notice.
Yeah. That one was, 24 before.
This is for the...
Once again, the Sonoma Terrace Paint the Night Reception.
Oh, but that's what I thought. It was specifically for Paint the Night. And that's because they think it's going to be really popular and they don't want to not have any spots.
Well, this is
for
a third specific thing that they have, in addition to the Wine Trattoria and the Carthay Circle one. Now, over at Disneyland for Pixar Play Parade, they will also be having a dining package. At Plaza Inn, that will also be debuting April 13th. You will be able to get a delicious picnic-inspired meal with a chicken breast and leg, white cheddar macaroni and cheese, lemon green beans, watermelon salad, pudding dessert, and your choice of beverage. There's also a kids meal that includes chicken tenders, choice of side, fruit, pudding dessert, and your choice of beverage. There's also vegetarian options. And then when you book this dining package, you will receive a Disney Fast Pass for special reserve viewing for Pixar Play Parade. Reservations for that dining package will open on March 13th.
All right, so moving on. I went to the parks on Friday, and we told you about the flag retreat ceremony returning, and it returned. And for some reason, there was people saying that it's not happening on Friday, that they canceled it, and da-da-da-da. I was like, I didn't understand where these, I think what happened was like on Thursday, the wall was still up around there. So people say, oh, it's not happening today, but the wall came down that night around that area. So yeah, anyway, I was there on Friday, and
Because walls have never come down overnight before.
No, they don't come down at all.
Ever.
The walls don't come down. So yeah, I was there Friday to check it out, and I think I mentioned last week that I heard there's some changes or something going on with that. I wasn't sure what they were talking about. So I went over there, and I thought that one thing that I heard was like no announcements, which I didn't understand. And then I'm sitting there and watching the band and everything, and then...
Oh, yeah, we mentioned you had heard that there would be no more spoken word stuff.
No, I didn't say that. Oh, yeah. I heard announcements. So this is what happened. I'm sitting there watching the thing, and the band starts playing, I believe it's one of the songs. I think Army's first. I don't remember. I don't know the order. I believe they start with the oldest branch of the military, which is Army, right? So it goes off, and there's nothing playing before that. There's no announcement, the United States Army. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's what it is. There's no more of that. No.
Which is what we thought.
Right, yeah,
Right.
That's what I thought. That's not what it was. Because the sound people were having some problems that day. Because then the next one comes on, and then they play We have not begun yet to fight or whatever.
Okay.
The quotes.
Right.
Okay, well, there that is. And then
that's the part we thought was going to get cut out.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So they're still doing that. And what happened was, it was funny because they were like playing the Coast Guard, or they said, oh, the United States Coast Guard, and the Air Force song was on. So, yeah, they were all off on that. So, anyway, I don't understand how you're off with that. And just because you haven't done it for a few weeks doesn't mean that it's not hard to push play.
They're new.
You know, you got your iPad. All you do is push play.
I know why. It's those guys. It's those people who were in training over at Tomorrowland Terrence.
Probably.
That time?
Yes. So, anyway, all that stuff is there.
So what is different?
The difference is now is there is no spoken, which means there's the security. You know how Ernie goes and says, to all those who've served, blah, 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 we thank you. There's no more of that.
I thought that was only Ernie doing that.
I thought so too, but no, all the security, whoever
he was the only one I could ever hear.
Exactly. Everyone who's in charge that day will say that.
He always sounded more official.
Yes.
He knows how to enunciate.
So they took that away from the security detail, and it's now just Bill Rogers saying it. So people are not happy with that because they feel
so now it's
recorded.
It's pre-recorded.
Yes.
Oh.
So everything the security said, Bill Rogers says now, and people are not happy because they feel that when security is doing that, it's more personable to, people.
I believe that the woman from the Flag Retreat, I support the Flag Retreat group. Her statement said something along the lines of that they've gotten rid of a something personally spoken and replaced it with a canned response.
Okay, maybe I don't follow that page, but so maybe. I mean, I get it. If you're a fan of the Flag Retreat and you're there and you like how they present, they have the presentation and they change something like that, I can understand.
I get it, but to me, unless it was Ernie doing it, it wouldn't. To me, it would sound canned anyway.
I agree with that
because Ernie's the only one that to me that puts any kind of emotion
into
it, like as if he's actually talking at these guys like they're his brothers because they, in a sense, are because he was military. I don't know if every security guy that has stepped up there and said those words was military, and that if he had they had the same kind of connection that Ernie makes with these guys that stand up there.
Right.
So, I mean, I just feel that Ernie brings something more to that than anybody else would. And to me, anybody else saying it might as well be Bill Rogers. And if it's not going to be Ernie, then, I mean, if anything, they should have had Ernie record that.
Right.
But then probably nobody would have understood him because it would have been too loud.
So anyway, that's the only change that was made to the Flag Retreat ceremony. But like I said, I understand, where people are not happy with that. But supposedly it's supposed to move things along faster. I don't know. When I'm watching it, when I was watching it, and I'm watching, Ernie was there, but he wasn't in charge that day. But when I'm sitting there watching them take the flag down and everything, and then you hear Bill Rogers, it's kind of like a diss to them because they're not saying it anymore. That's the way I felt, but
maybe they didn't want to.
I doubt it. I doubt that highly. But I will talk to them, see what.
It seems like a weird, small little change that had to have been done for a reason.
I believe so, and I think I know why, but I'm just going to keep that under wraps for now. All right, so anyway, I was there on that Friday because it was Glow with Michael and PJ's day.
Oh my, I thought that was yesterday or Sunday.
It was Friday and Sunday.
Oh, right.
He has it on the Tuesday. He's not blocked. So, yes, Glow.
So Monday.
That's the day he recuperates.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, Glow with Michael, Glow Disneyland was on, and Pajama Jam was on that Friday and Sunday. And I have to say that it was bomb. It was awesome. It was crazy because there was so many people who actually showed up for this, who were in their PJs and glowing at the same time. It was just crazy. We met up with Michael at the first meetup spot, which is by it was a Pizza Port. A lot of people showed up, and it was just crazy. It was really, really cool. He wanted me to lead the line. I said, no, I didn't want to lead the line this time, but it was pretty cool. I was really amazed, and Michael did write an email to talk about it. But real quick, I just want to say that we, from Pizza Port, he did his little parade, went to the New Orleans train station, and they were going to do a takeover on the train. But I didn't get to go on the train because it was time for me to do my shot and not to eat, and I just couldn't wait for all that. So I went to I went to Hungry Bear to go get some food, and we're sitting there in the bottom, and then we hear people screaming, and then Jose's like, "Is that Michael?" And I was like, "Oh man, I didn't even think about it to go on top and get a video of them coming." And by the time I saw the train down the rivers, oh my God, it was so cool because it was all glowing. All these people there sit on the train and they're just glowing. I'm like, oh my God. Cool. It was really cool.
Especially with that extended porch now, you can see the train coming on the other side.
So like I said, I was on the bottom and didn't think to me to go up top and get a video because that would have been awesome.
Just to show how many people were there.
Yeah. And
somebody may have. We've watched those groups and see.
Oh, maybe. But anyway, I thought that was pretty tight. That was pretty cool. And then we did another meetup in front of the castle and took pictures there. And Photo Pass was nice, and they took pictures for them and everything. And then we went over to Pirates of the Caribbean and did a ride takeover there. And I counted 70 people in line. I was actually trying to count the people because I was in the front. And then Michael says, how many people? I go, that guy with the glow glasses is 70. And there were still people behind him, but I couldn't see because of the wall. So there was a lot of people. We'll get to numbers when we get to Michael's email. But that glow event, Pajama Jam, was awesome. A lot of people showed up, and it was really, really cool. And if you guys missed out on that, I will be posting pictures of that on Facebook and all the medias. And next one will be in November. So keep an eye out for that. I will be posting that information, and you can also go to One Big Disney Family Facebook page, and you have all the information for the events there. It's really, really cool. All right, so moving on. We finally got a date for the refurb for Pirates of the Caribbean, and that will start on April 23rd and go through May 23rd, and which will reopen on May 24th, and I believe that's a Wednesday.
It's a Thursday.
Is it a Thursday?
It'll be basically the day that Solo opens.
Oh, okay.
The Thursday.
So, yeah, we finally got the date on that. And just real quick, I don't understand.
Wait, that's the opening date, or is that the last day of its refurbishment?
It opens on the 24th.
It opens on Thursday then.
Okay. So that's the date for right now. Don't forget, subject to change without notice. But this is the information we have right now. I posted up on the, Facebooks, and then people are starting to bitch and complain and stuff like that. Because
as if they didn't bitch and complain enough the first time when it was first announced.
And I was like, I didn't understand why people are complaining. Oh, why they got to change the red head, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, this is not new news. This was released June 2017. Actually, it's been, 8 months ago?
Yeah.
8 months today. 8 months today, I believe, was the day they announced the change. Yeah, people are just bitching and complaining. I don't understand because there's nothing new. 8 months old news, but we finally got a date on the refurb. So that's April 23rd through May 23rd. You could look forward to the new scene of the wench becoming a pirate.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I'm all about it. Screw the haters.
So Disneyland Paris has announced that they're doing a $2 billion, I'm not sure if this is dollars or euros.
It's euro.
So a €2 billion expansion, kind of a la Cars Land, right?
I thought you said a la carte.
A la carte? No. Isn't in the same way that California Adventure did a major expansion that added World of Color, Cars Land, all this stuff, and they still got a little bit more coming. But over there, it consists of I'll just read this article. It makes a little more sense. It says, nobody needs another excuse to visit Disneyland Paris, but in case your mother, brother, girlfriend, or cat needs a bit of persuading, these expansion plans should do the trick. Not the trip. For me, it would be a trip, but the trick. Despite being completely tight-lipped up to this point, the developers at Disney have revealed that the Walt Disney Studios Park will be home to 3 new areas based on Marvel, Star Wars, and Frozen. The Frozen doesn't seem to fit, in my opinion, but it says anything that involves simultaneously screaming "Let it go" in an Olaf costume while walking around a makeshift Arendelle is honestly all we've ever wanted in life, which I completely disagree with, because that's what you wanted and we're imagining, right? The HuffPost says that there's also plans for a new hotel. We've talked about this new hotel there, right? It's basically they're taking the New York hotel in Paris, which is one of their 7 hotels, and they're retheming it to the Avengers, Spider-Man, Iron Man, to create more of a Marvel experience. So, here we go.
I was going to look up how much 2 billion euros is.
$1.6 billion.
No,
$1.76 billion.
No, it's more than that.
That's what it says here.
Oh.
This article.
I was trying to do a conversion, but it'll only go up to 200 million. And $200 million in euros is $243 million in cash. So it's actually a lot more. The conversion rate is the other direction.
Now, I've been to this park, and
yes, you can definitely provide a sense of how the scope of this that we wouldn't have.
Well, basically, this park is small. You go in through like a courtyard, and then there's basically these 3 buildings that are the entryway. It's all on Main Street. The building in the middle is kind of a thoroughfare. The one to your left is a store or several stores. And the one to the right is like, sort of like you were talking about, like food court, different food options as you go through. And that's mostly all you have to eat in the park, except for, which I'll get to in a second, except for the Ratatouille restaurant. I mean, there's some snacks and stuff, but there's no other, I take that back. There's a couple other places to eat, but not a lot. So when you go in, if you go directly in front of you as you exit this area is the partner statue, which we have here. But in Paris, it's not in the hub. It's in their studios park. The Hollywood Tower Hotel, or the tower ride, is just to your sort of forward left. And in front of you is where the studio tour used to exist. You'd go, but that's been closed. To the left, when you go in, past the Tower Hotel, is where their motor stunt show, the Aerosmith rock and roller coaster ride, and a couple other little things are located. They have, I'll tell you that ever since you pointed out the like I can't not hear it now, and it's driving me nuts.
Well, I couldn't understand how you were reading the article and said Well,
I'm not reading. I'm just trying.
No, you were reading the article and then you said in the article.
Well, there you go. So
you need to pretend that you're pretending like people are looking at a map. You need to explain, just get to the chase.
Yeah. Nonetheless, when you go to the left, when you go in, there's some cool stuff to look at, but the rock and roller coaster is kind of the anchor down there.
Basically, the park is kind of centralized.
It's a V.
So now what they're going to do is they're basically, rather than a lot of times what you have with the parks, either you have an add-on on one side or another, or you have an add-on here, an add-on there. They're adding on all around basically around the whole U.
What they're doing is they're opening up a whole massive section where they're going to make the street really long, and that street is going to...
Because then also you have Arendelle, which is being added to the back.
Well, this is the 3 things that basically this...
Well, it's 4 things.
When you go in, there's a long street that's going to take you to a new lake that they have back there, which I'm sure eventually will house some sort of new nighttime show. And that new lake is going to have the 3 lands around it. It looks like the one on the left side of this new lake is going to be Star Wars. The one in the center is going to have the largest mountain, which will be Arendelle.
That's Arendelle.
And the one on the right, presumably, would be the Marvel area.
Okay, where's Toy Story?
Toy Story's in the center. You can see there's like a U.
Okay, so there's 4.
Well, Toy Story's already there.
Oh, Toy Story's already there.
And Ratatouille's already there.
But aren't they adding more to Toy Story?
They could. With this footprint, they could easily add more. They're basically making this park almost twice the size. So they're
kind of doing with the lake is what they're doing, kind of like the lake at Epcot.
Similar, yeah.
Except for it's going to be, instead of just all pavilions, they're all lands around the lake rather than the pavilions around the lake.
Yeah. They could easily, based on this artwork, they could easily add additional areas around that lake. They could easily, there's just so much space here. Yeah, they could add 2 or 3 other things in addition to what they're already adding. And this doesn't even really show the Marvel area. I can't even see Marvel.
And Marvel's going to be wherever Rock and Roller Coaster is.
You think?
Well, yeah, because they already said right at the bottom here, it says Rock and Roller Coaster's going to be reimagined into a high-speed hyperkinetic adventure with Iron Man. So you have to assume that whatever the area around Rock and Roller Coaster is where the Marvel is going to go.
That was announced at the D23.
Yes.
Okay, well, in that case, the area I first discussed, which is to the left-hand side when you first enter.
So the former Hollywood Studios, or the current Hollywood Studios.
The current Hollywood Studios area is going to end up being some sort of Marvel area, kind of how they're doing here.
Well,
with
is
our
Rock and
Hollywood
Roller Coaster
area.
in the middle of that area, or is it like at the end?
It's at the end.
So you could put Marvel, just the end could become Marvel.
Right.
They could build onto the end here and add Marvel onto the end. Because obviously, what he didn't get to yet was that this is a multi-year development rollout, which will start in 2021.
That's the bummer.
It won't start until 2021, but it'll be rolled out basically in phases. And the reimagining of Rock and Roller Coaster is part of phase 1, most likely because it's one mentioned. Who knows?
I think they're going to do that first, no? That's not going to start till the 3 years from now?
Well, it depends on what they're going to do. If they want to do it all at once and they have other Marvel stuff planned to roll out, then they want to wait. And then probably, obviously, Star Wars is a part of a different phase. And then who knows what hadn't Arendelle already been announced a long time ago, or is that new? New announcement.
No, that's new, but it's it's not surprising. People in France, the Europeans in general love Frozen. Love it. They can't get enough. Their whole nighttime how do I say it? Not nighttime, but their fantasy fair type deal is always Frozen there. They're crazy for Frozen. Everybody wants the Frozen pins. I mean, it's just they're nuts for it.
All right, so this morning we got a brand new trailer for Ralph Breaks the Internet.
You break it, you bought it.
I guess so.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes, Break It Ralph 2 trailer has released. Let's check that out.
All right, let's get you plugged in.
Whiffy, or is it wifey?
Why don't we just go in?
And we are online. Whoa, cool.
Ralph, isn't this great? We are going to the internet!
Super excited. Just one minor thing. What is the internet?
Oh, holy cow. Look at all this stuff.
Congratulations, you're a winner!
Really?
These 10 child stars went to prison. Number 6 will amaze you.
That sounds interesting.
Ralph, come on!
Redirecting to eBay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next item up, a black velvet painting of a sorrowful kitten.
It's like it's looking into my soul.
Yeah, that one's really gonna haunt me for a while.
Whoa, games.
Pancake. Milkshake.
Out of my way, kids.
Pancake. Milkshake. Milkshake. I'm starting to understand why people like this game. Very zen. Milkshake.
Hey, look what I found! More pancakes!
Let's speed it up. Pancake, 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 pancake. Eat, little bunny. Eat.
Ralph, you might want to try feeding the kitty for a little while.
No, the kitty gets the milkshake. The bunny gets the pancake.
That was hilarious. I'm excited. I was not sure until the very end if Sarah Silverman was still in the movie. I couldn't tell from the voice quite yet. They do have it kind of auto-tuned a little.
Right. Now,
she's one of my favorites.
I see a lot of there's a little bit of Tron in there.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning. I also see a lot of correlations between this and Ready Player One already. Like as if to maybe that Disney specifically, because didn't this get moved up?
Is that a Universal movie?
Did this get moved up or back? It got moved.
I know it got moved.
Is it Ready Player
I think
One?
it got moved up from last year to this year or something like that. or late this year. Was it originally supposed to be November?
Maybe because something got pushed.
Because all I know is that I see a lot of correlation between the whole world and the internet thing, and a lot of the being in different worlds thing that Ready Player One is doing. But anyways, I see a lot of. But you know what I do see is this whole like physical representation of the internet thing has been done before. Like where he's walking through and people are trying to sell him stuff. It's been done before. There was an episode of actually a couple episodes, different episodes of Futurama that did it really well, where they were like, "We're going to the internet," and it was basically like they went into a mall and it was a bunch of just windows that was like, porn, this, that, buy ties, here's underwear and stuff like that, subliminal advertising and things like that. And I think there's been some other like futuristic shows that have done that sort of thing, but we'll have to see. I don't want it to end up being a repetitive thing where it's just basically rehashing jokes that have been done before about the internet, or that it just becomes another kind of thing where it's like, oh, look, it's an animated version of Ready Player One or whatever. So
we haven't seen that movie to know exactly what it is.
Right. I mean, I just know enough about the story of Ready Player One and the visuals being very similar to some of the visuals in this with the lights and everything, and the internet being very bright and all that. But we'll see. Hopefully it has enough of, obviously I've never seen Wreck-It Ralph, so obviously, but hopefully there's enough of the Wreck-It Ralph type of stuff that makes it Wreck-It Ralph in there, where it still has that enough to stand alone. You know who doesn't stand alone?
Who?
The Muppets.
They don't stand alone?
No, they need a hand up in there to... But yeah, we got word late last week that the Muppets will be coming back.
Yay!
And it's not going to be a continuation of the so-so show that was on that got screwed up. Show. It was good at the beginning, then it got screwed up, and who knows what was happening with that show. But the show Muppets are coming back. They are coming to the Disney streaming service.
What? That's not back.
Yes, it is back. What are you talking about? It's back. Back on the streaming. Back. They're coming back, and they're going to be on the streaming service.
Well, if they're not on the show, then I'm just not having it.
On what show?
The show in the park. I like that one. It's one of my favorites.
Nobody's even talking about that or talking about on TV.
Sam the Eagle was going to have like a 3.5 hour finale.
Well, I know. It would have been the most glorious thing ever.
It would be if they'd let him do it.
Yeah.
I'm still upset.
So once the new Disney streaming service launches in 2019, there will be a Muppets show. I don't know if it'll be there. Looks like they're looking for it to be there at the launch.
You say lunch?
No, launch.
Oh.
And that's, of course, joins a growing number of other properties that are going to be on there, including Star Wars, Marvel, Monsters, Inc., High School Musical, and The Mighty Ducks. Did I miss the Mighty Ducks announcement?
I think you did, because I don't remember hearing that either.
Is that live action or animated?
Good question.
Because didn't we have that one, wasn't there an animated?
I think there was an animated.
Pack or...
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Something...
Yeah, didn't it have a...
Wild Wing.
Yeah, Wild Wing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Animated Wild Wing.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they were like superheroes or something, right? They were fighting crime, or they were like the Ninja Turtles, or...
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. They were fighting crime and playing hockey.
There you go. They weren't eating pizza, though.
Now, what is also coming to TV, not Welcome Back, Kotter, a brand new Rocketeer animated TV series will be coming to Disney Junior.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what that's interesting, but it will be inspired by the more recent Dan Stevens comic books. It'll be geared towards young kids and their families. That is slated to blast onto TV in 2019. So if it's going to be inspired by the comic books, that means it should have definitely a retro type of vibe to it. But the upcoming series is going to introduce a new Rocketeer called Kit, a young girl who receives a surprise package on her birthday, revealing that she's next in line to become the Rocketeer. Kit's gadget-minded best friend Tesh and her airplane mechanic uncle Ambrose are alongside Kit as she soars to new heights, using her cool new gear and a secret identity to help her save the day.
Cool. You know what? Then that means you're going to see some new Rocketeer merchandise in the park.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It says the series will go with the usual Disney Junior or other, like the Phineas and Ferb format, where you will have 2 11-minute stories within the show. Basically the same as like Gravity Falls and Phineas and Ferb and all the other Disney shows do. I don't watch enough Disney Junior to really, because the only thing I watch on Disney Junior I think is Tangled. Wait, no, that's on Disney Channel. I don't watch anything on Disney Junior.
Yeah, I don't think I watch anything on there either.
So,
oh, you know what? I watch Disney Junior when I go to my doctor. They always have it playing up there. Yeah,
that'll be interesting. I'm the only thing that worries me is that they announced that Rocketeer is going to be a girl. So wait for those.
Oh.
Wait for the outrage about that.
Yeah, whatever.
Are you waiting for it? What? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, I thought you were waiting for the outrage.
Like that?
Yes.
Hey, you know what Disney did?
They didn't buy G.I. Joe.
They didn't buy G.I. Joe, but they went back with McDonald's.
Yes, they did. You know, to be honest, I saw that and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know they had left, first of all.
Oh, you didn't know they weren't?
I never really paid attention. I don't pay attention to Happy Meals.
Well, yeah, so Disney has partnered up once again with McDonald's to have toys in their Happy Meals. And, it was in 2006 when Disney stopped. I'm going to say when Disney broke up with McDonald's. When
was that?
In 2006.
Okay.
Like I just said. And, so they're back with McDonald's, and they're going to start putting toys once again in their Happy Meals. And it's going to start in June. And that's June, Tim.
June.
Starting with Incredibles 2.
You know, maybe this has just a...
Damn, I was hoping for some solo Happy Meal toys.
You'd think, but the thing I'm
or
wondering...
Avengers at the least.
Do you think this has anything to do with the Szechuan sauce?
No. So anyway...
Hey, speaking of Szechuan sauce, you were supposed to bring me some.
I was?
Yeah,
I thought you were just supposed to go to McDonald's. It's right across the street.
No, you said you were going to bring me some since you had so many.
It was right across the street, dude.
Okay.
All right, so, this Happy Meals will be, with the Disney, of course, with all the animated features coming out with Disney and the Pixar Animation Studios, live action Marvel Studios, and, of course, Lucasfilm. So you're going to have toys with that.
But there's no solo.
All right, after Incredibles 2, they will be followed by Ralph Breaks the Internet. That will be, of course, coming out November 21st, that movie. So, yeah.
Oh, so it was already in November. So then it must have been last year. Ralph must have been originally slated for next year and then moved up to November.
Yeah, because I know they traded places with someone.
Yeah.
Disney back in Happy Meals, starting in June.
It's time for the mail.
All right, so our first email is from Mary. She says, "Hi, guys. There seems like there's always rumors circulating about what's going on at the parks, but I thought I heard last year that they were going to take out the Bugs Land area at DCA. Were they ever considering doing that? And if they were, are they still thinking about it?" I don't know who's they, because Disney didn't actually say anything about taking out Bugs Land.
No, I remember hearing that.
No, that's Nice Chat doing rumors and crap. So,
yeah, the Mice Chat rumor about Marvel Land going where Bugs Land is goes back probably to before
the Tower.
Yeah, before they announced Tower, and it ramped up a lot when the announcement for Tower becoming Guardians was made, because it was like, oh, well, Guardians is right, or Tower is right there at the entrance to Bugs Land, so it makes sense that if they're going to make Guardians into Marvel or Tower into Marvel, that would be right there at the entrance, and they turn Bugs Land into Marvel Land. But Disney never said anything about that.
I don't know
if that's necessarily what she means. She may just mean they, as in, does she specifically mean they as in Disney, or just they as in magical people who say rumors?
I'm going to say magical people.
Okay, so
I'm going to say Disney.
In other words,
she probably
Mice
thinks
Chat.
Disney.
Well, Disney didn't say anything about that.
Well, a lot of people think Mice Chat is Disney,
Yeah.
so a lot of people make that stupid mistake.
I mean, if they're going to put a Marvel Land in, which I think at this point it's a pretty sure thing that they are. They haven't announced it yet, but it's going to have to take up that last chunk of available space, which is Bugs Land and the area behind the tower.
Well, there's lots of possibilities. We've talked about it ad nauseum on this podcast before. We don't really need to go into that until there's any kind of for sure things, but just to answer her question, that's an old Mice Chat rumor going back at least a couple years, and that's all it is a rumor.
I'm going to go so far as to say, in my opinion, yes, they will eventually close Bugs Land, and chances are that it will become part of Marvel Land. However, nothing's been officially announced yet.
I would only say that they would close it if they need to.
Right.
If anything, what might happen
if
is
the space is needed,
they might close part of it.
Mm.
You might see like maybe the left side, maybe, or a part of it, where because you have two different paths in Bugs Land,
right?
And then of course you have the theater, which is almost a separate thing by itself because it's hardly even connected to the rest of Bugs Land.
Correct. Yeah.
So you could almost take out Bugs Land itself and leave the theater, or you could take out part of Bugs Land and still have the other half of Bugs Land plus the theater.
How many attractions are there in the area?
There's actually quite a few.
5?
It's 5.
And they're always busy.
So if they took out the bumper cars, and then my favorite, the one next to the bumper cars that like spins, if you get your weight in the right
ladybug
spot,
one?
The ladybug one is my
one
favorite.
Who are you calling a lady?
That's the one you like, right?
Yes.
Because if you get your weight in the right spot, the thing really whips you around, right?
Yeah,
that's
it's
why
like that
I
one
like
at
it.
Magic Mountain.
But that same effect I can get from the Mater.
Right.
attraction.
Anyways, the point.
The point is that they could take out just those two.
That's what I was talking about. That just the left side. Yeah.
Just the two of them. There's the ladybug and the very large space with the tent over it, which is super cool looking from a distance. But
Right.
they took just those two out. They could literally put it.
That's a lot of space right there. Cause
half
then,
an e-ticket right
then
there.
if you lose that, you bring your wall or whatever, or your thing over, and then you still have the path going towards the bathrooms, a.k.a. the Kleenex box.
Well,
and you still have that area, and then you still have those other little lands. And then, of course, that path leads directly to the theater, so you still have that connection to the theater. You would lose basically your path that connects to Cars Land.
Yeah.
Right.
But everything on that side of the path, including those two rides and everything all the way down the path to Cars Land, all of that would be free reign.
Right. I mean, they might open that path up from the other direction from this new proposed Marvel area, and then close it off to Bugs Land. Like if you went the direction that you can already go past the bathrooms, and then that area exits the Bugs Land area, and that's the only way that path might go is through to Buena Vista Street or the street back there where next to Cars where. What's it called? Where you exit next to the theater? What's that street called?
I don't think it has a name.
The main thoroughfare, essentially, through the park.
Oh.
Does it have a name past Buena Vista Street? So the area
the
used
parade route.
The parade route. Okay. So the one that connects to the parade route might just be a straight shot, and then the only other way to connect to Cars Land could be on the other side.
Well, Cars Land could connect in a back way to Marvel Land.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
So
these are all things that they could very easily do.
Because then there's still the Hollywood backlot to rumors.
Yeah,
I still think the biggest obstacle to the Hollywood backlot being incorporated is the Hyperion being stuck there in the middle.
They always find a way to make those stupid things work, though.
Okay, that Hyperion could be like the theater in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Jane was having her play.
Right.
All right. Thank you for your email, Mary. Really appreciate it. All right. Next email is from Elizabeth. Her subject line is well ?
Well.
She says, "Hi guys. Last week I talked about snacks and collections. You guys never touched on the collector subject, and well, I'd like to know what you guys collect. I collect popcorn buckets and ear hats. Until next time, Elizabeth, the Dumbo lady."
She collects Dumbo. We have a shrine. She collects ear hats. Oh boy, let me tell you.
I used to collect the pins, those diamond pins and everything, and this pin came out and that pin, and so...
When did you start collecting pins? How long ago?
When the diamond pins were coming out.
Yeah,
so
before
for the
that,
60th.
Yes.
Yeah, he never really had any interest in pins before
I just
that.
grabbed, this one or that one.
Yeah,
That's how I always
It was more
was.
of just, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
We did the same thing when the diamonds pins started coming out, and everybody's camping out for this stuff. I was like, cool, let's do this.
And then I got the D pins.
Yes.
Like the whatever with the character and the D.
Yeah, and he regretted it after it kept going and going and going and going.
Yeah, I have all of them.
I have all of those.
The Diamond Decades, the ones that were attractions based.
Yes.
That's the only one I got all of them.
The Diamond Decade?
The Decades ones, because I liked the artwork.
Wait, are you talking about the 6-pin set or the 7-pin set? Or are you talking about the Diamond Decades, which was like 20?
I'm talking about the 6-pin, the 7-pin set.
But those were super cool too.
Yeah, because I liked
that
the artwork. I was actually glad because remember we saw the artwork at the 24-hour party. It was up there at Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yes.
And they were like, "Oh, that's cool artwork." And then all of a sudden they started coming out with those pins and the hats, and the shirts and the lithographs and stuff.
I liked it. I have shirts for most of them. I was kind of bummed actually that a couple of the shirts were not guys' shirts. They switched it up and did a woman's shirt on one or two of them, and I was
that was that one that they did the baseball shirt. My mom bought that one. It had the black arms.
Country Bear. I got that one because I thought it was like, I can roll the arms. But then the last one, the Walt Disney one, I was most excited to have a shirt for. No shirt. They didn't even offer it.
No, they did have a shirt for that one.
No, not the very last one.
I'll bet you they had one.
You show me a picture.
I don't
of
need
shirt.
to show you because I know exactly where it was. It
Where
was a preview shirt. It was sold at D23 in 2015.
Right. I remember that.
It was before the set had even come out. Before we even knew it was going to be a set, they released that shirt because I remember
they announced that was the last one.
They said this will be the last design, but we're doing the preview shirt.
Right.
And then I never got the shirt then. Let me see.
Yeah,
What's this called? Disneyland.
All right. So anyway, I want to say what I actually do because I after those pins, I really don't collect anything, but now I just remember what I do collect. I collect those the Droid Factory, the little R2s or whatever.
Yeah, the
Droid
holiday ones,
the holiday
and stuff. Yeah,
Halloween and Christmas and
I don't have all of those.
The May one, May the 4th. So.
Yeah, they started doing too many. I kind of got overwhelmed with those.
I get overwhelmed too, but I'm on that stage, or not stage, but I'm in that mentality that I need to get this one because I have the other one. So there's only one I don't have. It was I believe it was a Christmas one, 2015 maybe, or was it Halloween? I don't know. There's one up. I think it's a Halloween one actually that I didn't get. It was this year's Halloween. That's right, because I was in the hospital.
Oh, the Boo one, the one that was kind of glowy.
Yes, that's the one I didn't get.
Which is weird because that one was still available through Christmas. At Christmas time, that one was still in the store.
Well, I missed out on that one. So that's the one I actually do collect, are the Droid Factory ones. But other than
we have a couple of those from D23 that are like, and from special releases that are like signed and stuff. I don't know if you're missing them.
I never got a signed one, but the D23 came to the park.
You do popcorn buckets.
I collect the popcorn. I don't.
It depends on the popcorn bucket.
It depends.
I don't gotta get every popcorn bucket.
Right.
If it looks cool,
we'll
and if
get
it's
them.
not super overpriced,
we'll get them. You know, I mean, like the AT-ATs, I didn't get that because it's too much.
See that one I got. I thought that was better than the.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's.
I was surprised because you got the TIE Fighter though.
It's because you can pose it.
Well, yeah, that's why I liked that one better than the TIE Fighter. I thought it was more worth the price than the TIE Fighter was.
Agreed.
But the TIE Fighter was, I mean, the AT is still expensive. It was still overpriced. I would not have preferred to have paid for that one, but you know, I mean, I have a TIE Fighter over there in the box that's like 10 times bigger than the popcorn bucket. So
you collect these things, but the special edition ones.
The special ones, not the ones that just come out all the time or whatever. All right. Well, thank you for your email, Elizabeth. That's what we collect.
Well, she's asking what you collect, too.
Well, you said popcorn.
Popcorn buckets.
The general stuff.
Some pins. I don't really have anything.
What about not Disney stuff?
I don't really have anything that I collect like everything. Well, I mean, we do Funko Pops. Mm-hmm. We try to stay with the exclusives only because there's already a lot of those, but it definitely stays safer and it keeps you grounded. There's only been like a couple non-exclusives that I've been like, oh, I got to get that.
Makes sense. Now, she already knows what I collect, but for everybody else, I'll say I'm into the popcorn buckets with her. She got me into it, really. Before that, I was like, oh, they're cool, but I wouldn't spend the money on them. I have some ear hat collection that I had before I met her. She makes me keep them separate. The other thing I collect is buttons, probably my main collection. I probably have about 800 unique Disney buttons, mostly from some collections that I bought. The other thing, what do I collect? Maybe in her next week's thing, she can remind me what it is that I collect. No, I collect Disney dollars. I collect paper items from the park, things that they've printed over the years that were not for sale. You know, like Magic Mirror show had a specific map that they released with an adjoining sticker that you could get when it first came out. The Jungle Cruise map, if they give you any sort of like wait in the line and give this to us when you get over here, I never give those
How
back.
much do you want to buy my preferred parking pass for then?
Well, I'll have to check it out. Maybe I'll trade you for
Paper.
something.
All right.
Maybe I'll trade you for something.
All right, moving on. All right, here we go.
Moving on to the next thing.
Our next email is from Dan the Man.
Uh-oh.
Dan the almost mailman.
And his subject line is nothingness. He says, Hola, MousePIRE. Not much going on here. Work and softball season has kept me busy, so I haven't been to the parks in a couple of weeks. First world signature AP problems, I know. Lots of rumors regarding possible changes to passes as we gear up for 2019 and Galaxy's Edge. I believe none of them until confirmed, and I'll still probably get the big pass anyway. I really don't need my left leg. Hoping to get to the parks this weekend, maybe even in the rain, who knows?
He apparently has checked the forecast where we have not.
All right, so his question is about the Pixar Play Parade and Paint the Night. Which parade will we be watching first?
Of between Paint the Night and the Pixar Play Parade? Whichever one I happen to run into.
Well, I would say Pixar Play Parade because that's going to be in the day.
I would say, yeah, it's going to be in the day. And I don't know if I'm trying to think if there's any point in watching Paint the Night the first time until they add the extra float.
Agreed. What's the point? We've already seen it.
Well, I would still watch it just to see, and then see where they add it in, and just...
Yeah, we'll see how crowded it is. I mean, as far as, like I said, as far as Paint the Night, I'm in no hurry to watch Paint the Night until June 23rd when they add when the whole thing is there.
I'm
it's like,
with you.
Why would I want to watch part of a parade when I could watch all of Pixar Play Parade?
So you're saying you just don't want to watch it more than once?
Well, I do if I don't need to. I'd rather wait and see the whole parade than. I mean, I still don't understand the whole waiting until a certain day thing. To me, it's weird because they're gonna have to re-rehearse and it's gonna throw off the timing of the parade or something.
Yeah,
but
it's silly.
It just seems really weird. But yeah, definitely Pixar Play Parade because no matter what, it's during the day and it's starting on April 13th. So.
All right, he says the brand new one of the returning one in a different park to note all the subtle differences and missing things. Oh, sorry, that was Main Street Electrical Parade.
Oh.
Dirty.
Still upset about that.
He says until next time, Dan out.
One thing he mentioned was the AP pass rumors. There was a recent article from Dig's favorite. What's it called?
No, it's Anthony's favorite,
Okay.
but we don't need to mention their names.
Okay, so they basically said that they're touching on what was said in the AP announcement from Disney, which is that later this year major changes are coming to the program. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's basically nothing that we've discussed the possibilities of on this podcast.
that we haven't.
That's what I meant.
Right. So the Disney said there's major changes coming. So these guys wrote a whole article about what that could be. And they basically put it down to two choices or two things that they think might happen. The first thing is that they're going to alter the calendar for AP blockout days and split up what park can go on what day. Now, this is something we talked about over a month ago, 2 months ago now.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
And it's something I said that the language is already there in the AP fine print, that other than the Signature Plus, the Signature has the ability to add blockout dates at any time. Just currently, it's just Christmas, but that it could be Disneyland Park only for all of Star Wars Land. It could be spring break. They could just block out a Thursday in the middle of July if they want to.
Right, as we talked about.
We talked about that. That's already there in the language. So if that's the change, it's expected. The lower passes especially will have an expanded blockout calendar, I'm sure. And then the second choice, you want to remind me what it was? Oh, the second choice was that, no, I only remember the third thing. The second choice was that...
What was the first one?
The first one was the expanded blockout calendar with the parks being separated.
The second choice was that there was actually three things.
I remember the third.
What was the third?
The third is the
that the two bottom passes. The max pass. Well, the second one was that the two But the deluxe and the SoCal Pass may not even be able to go during the whole first summer of Galaxy's Edge being open, that they would be blocked out the whole summer.
And I think that's likely. We've talked about that here as well.
You know what, to be honest, I don't care because I don't have either of those passes. So I mean, whatever happens to those people happens.
It's the reason I've upgraded to the Signature Plus this year is because I know that there's a chance that even the Signature could get blocked out for the first month or so.
You know what? I mean, the thing is that this article is saying this is what could happen, and people are taking it as gospel that this is happening.
It's definitely not gospel, but this article came out when?
A couple of days ago or so.
And we talked about this 2 months ago.
Yeah,
I said
so
both
no
of
stretch,
those.
Obviously,
I said both of those things 2 months ago. That is, the language is already there, and that it's very likely that this is going to happen, and that I'm planning for it. I am planning that all passes except for the Signature Plus will be blocked out from Disneyland for the first month or two of Star Wars Land opening, and I don't want to be one of those people, so I've upgraded. The third thing that they've said that was something that I had not thought about, but Anthony wasn't surprised at all, is that both of the attractions, they're predicting that both of the attractions inside Star Wars Land, all two of them, are going to be Max Pass only or standard queue. So there will not be a Fast Pass. So if you have an AP and you want to go to one of these things, you either have to have or you have to want to ride one of these without waiting in the standard queue. You either have to pay for Max Pass or have paid for it on your AP. You either have to have a Signature Plus or pay the daily fee, which by next year will guarantee be going up to probably $25 a day.
And we said that when Max Pass was first introduced,
which is again something
that
we've
is
already
introductory
said.
price of $10. Telling you it's going to go up. So.
Going to go up.
All right. Well,
Jinx.
Thank
you. There you
go. Thank you for your email, Dan the Man. All right.
All I'm saying is we're just as smart as these guys. Don't let their article, just because they have more people paying attention to their thing than we do on our podcast, doesn't mean that we're not as smart as they are.
All right. Next email is from Michael the Mail Guy.
This guy, I thought he was only going to ride every once in a while.
Well, he just went to the park.
He's excited. Okay.
All right, he says, Michael the OG Mail Guy here. Hey. What a weekend for me and some real outgoing Disney Park fans. So many people on Friday and a great bunch on Sunday. Friday night was the biggest and craziest bunch I've ever had, and it was cold, but that didn't stop any of us once the event started. We took over 2.5 train cars on the Disneyland Railroad. We took over 5 boats in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he said there's 21 seats per boat, I believe. Glow and Pajama Jam parades were lots of fun, getting the park guests happy and pumped up warm in this cold weather. Sunday, lots of pajama jammers during the day meetup. Nighttime, the crowd got big with mostly pajamas and onesies, but we did have some glow people there as well. He says, thank you to Yvette for handing out many glow sticks and glow tubes away for free. A successful event for my first one in 2018. Next is my biggest one of all, Awareness for Autism, Sunday, April 8th, inside Disneyland and Downtown Disney. MousePIRE is strongly supported, so we hope some listeners show up. All right, so it's time for his Dirty Award. The Dirty Award goes to Disney Security at the bag check on Harbor Side.
I'm just really upset right now because I was really hoping it would be me.
On Sunday, he said they harassed Yvette for glow tubes. They told her that she can't disrupt World of Color or sell them inside the park.
How many did she have? That's the question.
She probably had a lot because she had them on Friday, and she was trying to give us some. And
Yvette is?
Just a follower.
Oh, okay.
Come on, they're not ghetto.
The things are a little ghetto, though, because they do sell them in Osbury Farm.
That's dirty.
I'm just saying it's not Sperry Farm. I have one. You wave it around, you beat people with it.
Right. They
are a little big.
They are big.
They don't want people waving them for World of Color. I guess that makes sense. They also don't want you selling anything inside the park. And if she's got 50 of them or something, or even if she had 20, 10, they don't want to make sure that you're. Yeah. That makes sense.
All right.
Security sucks, right, Anthony?
Yes.
No comment.
Okay.
All right, he says, finally they harassed one person in onesie. They asked him if he was wearing a costume, which he said, no, it's a pajama, a onesie. The security said, because he said pajamas, it was okay. So if he said something else, he would go back to the car and change.
Basically, if you say you're wearing a costume, they can make you go back. But if you acknowledge that it's something different than a costume, they can't, in certain
All right, so here's the
circumstances, make
question.
you.
What if you're wearing a costume and you tell them it's pajamas?
I think in certain circumstances you could get away with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's just...
Depends on what it looks like, I guess.
No,
I mean, are you wearing a onesie and then you have like, I don't know, man. It's a fine line with these people. You know, it's funny because for many, many years, all through the 90s, costumes were not allowed. They did not allow any sort of costume into the park. I remember a friend of mine one day was wearing overalls, a polka dot shirt, and her ears were like pigtails. And they said she looked too much like Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, and it was considered a costume. They turned her away. They made her change her shirt and change her hair to come into the park. It was silly. But then for a long time, they did allow costumes. And now they don't again. So I don't know who's making the rules or what their point is for it. But
yeah. All right.
Moving on.
So here's his questions. With everyone mad about the change to the flag retreat and writing letters plus going to City Hall, do you think this is one thing they actually will listen to?
I think the only other thing that they've listened to was in regards to the flag retreat. Remember where they
were going to stop it.
They were going to stop the flag retreat, and Disney, they backed off. Either they planned all along to make this change and just administer it at a later time, let people calm down, you know. So either if there's any chance they're going to do it, it's because it's the flag retreat. They don't want to piss off veterans. But I think that they feel they've made, you know, a canned announcement from Bill Rogers versus Gunny saying a couple words. I think Disney's going to say it's the same thing.
I agree. All right, next question. Do you feel that 1 year during the Food and Wine Festival that we will have a lot of drunks than ever before and kill the event or add more security for the Food and Wine Festival areas?
I mean, if that happened, I don't think anybody would notice.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be anything different than last year's or the previous festivals when they're having beer and wine and everything.
You've got two types of situations when it comes to drunks. You've got people that purposely want to get drunk, and you get people that get drunk on accident because they just don't realize how much they had.
You can tell the difference by how close to the Cove Bar they are.
I was going to say that.
Well, the thing is that if you get people that want to get drunk, they can do that at California Adventure. They sell beer, they sell wine. There's now all these other drinks with food at the Food and Wine Festival. They have the Cove Bar. They've got the bar upstairs from the wine bar. There's plenty of places. If you purposely want to get trashed at the park, you can do that. I don't think that number is going to change, but if you might have a few more people that just accidentally forget how much they had to drink and they're
I honestly don't think it's going to be a problem compared to the people who got drunk at the Matt Tea party.
Oh.
That's a different type of crowd, and that was more of a problem with people going there drinking, underage drinking over there and stuff like that.
Specifically with they're handing drinks over to minors.
So I think this is a different type of crowd that will go to Food and Wine and get, you know.
Now, Michael the Mail Guy's tip of the week.
All right, Michael's tip of the week. Want or need drugs at the parks? No, not the green, but aspirin or something you need because you started to feel under the weather. Ask a cast member at any store, cash register, and all the meds are behind the counter. I think we talked about that.
We literally talked about this last week.
Something.
This is just, he admitted before that he does not really listen to the show. So that's there you go.
This is Michael?
Yeah.
He says something you need that can keep you going, or if you are a baby.
Wait, wasn't this literally his tip of the week last week about?
That was Dan's.
Oh, Dan was the one talking about getting drugs.
Just go to First Aid. Just go to First Aid. Diggs can tell you how nice it is at the First Aid. Till then, this is Michael the Mail Guy saying bye.
Bye.
It's very, very nice at the First Aid. I like that place. It's pretty cool.
Which one?
Both of them.
Which one do you prefer, DCA or the new?
I've been to DCA. I've been to DCA more than Disneyland.
It's more accessible, I think. It's like right there when you go in.
Maybe. It was just, I don't know. I don't have a favorite one right now.
I mean, if you just go in and say, I need to take some medication, can I have a private area? They'll give it to you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went in there, they go.
And they don't ask you what you're taking.
No, you don't, I guess you don't have to tell. I don't know. I go in there, they say, oh, can we help you? I said, yeah, can I get a room so I can take my insulin? They said, oh yeah, come with me. And that's it. And they always say, oh, you can close the door, blah, 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 blah. And they don't bother you or anything.
I went in there once. I was on DCA side, just having a little tummy issues, and I didn't know if I could make it to the other bathroom. And they were like, yeah, sure. Just go right in. Take as long as you want. And then when I took like half an hour, it was okay.
All right. So if you guys have any, well, first of all, thank you for your email, Michael the Mail Guy, Dan the Man, Elizabeth the Dumble Lady, and Mary. Thank you. And if anybody else has any comments, questions, your tip of the week, or you want to repeat someone's tip of the week, we're all for it.
You want to repeat someone's tip of the week?
All you have to do is email us.
MousePIRE@gmail.com. Wait a minute. So there was no Giselle?
No, there's no Giselle.
Well, then I'm calling it Dan the Mailman is hereby crowned. It's official.
Yeah, but what happens when he spends the summer coming on the podcast?
Same thing.
He'll have to write another email.
Just has to make sure he has a live email like Michael always did.
Oh.
So congratulations to Dan the Mailman. You are now the official mail.
What about Mary?
Man.
She's written in every week. What about the
You
fights
said
of
she
the death?
doesn't want. You said she doesn't want to have it, or she didn't ever say she was.
Well, she hasn't
going
mailed
for it?
in every week since we started that.
I thought she had.
It was only between Dan and Giselle missed this week, so now Dan is the official mail person. Congrats.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
Well, that's about it, guys, right?
I think so. That was too long for me. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on or coming up at the parks. We have some eggs to go hunt for. I'm really excited about that. Maybe Anthony will join me this time. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Probably depends on what Tim's schedule is. We'll see. But we have food and wine that starts on Friday. And lots of yummy treats. I'm really looking forward to that bourbon chocolate whoopie pie.
Yeah.
And that orange cream float thing. I forgot what it was called, but yeah. I'm looking forward to that. And I can go ahead and eat some of the whoopie pie. I'm not saying I'm going to eat all of it because I'm not supposed to, but I can have a taste, a nibble or 5, something like that.
You're going to eat the whole thing.
I will.
You might not have anything else, but...
Yes, you're right.
You
You are right. I will just have that for the day. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be pretty cool. Try some of those yummy snacks. I don't know what else I want to try. I'm going to have to look over that menu and see what they have. But you know what? A lot of stuff going on. You're going to have the food and wine and then Easter egg hunting during the same time. So that's a lot to do. And then, of course, you're going to have spring break coming up and a lot of more people. And
bunch of grad nights soon after that.
Yeah, grad night starts on what? May 4th or something?
Oh, God.
So, yeah, anyway, we'll be putting up the grad night dates up pretty soon. I just haven't done it yet because I think it's too far in advance. But I'll get them up pretty soon, and you guys will know what days to avoid the parks. But, yeah, a lot of stuff coming up. So it'll be pretty exciting. All right, so like I mentioned, that Glow Pajama Jam with Michael the Mail Guy was really, really fun. It was pretty tight. So if you guys want more information on the next event, which is coming up in November, head over to One Big Disney Family Entertainment. Check that out on Facebook, and all the pictures are there. You can see the pictures from the event, and it was really, really cool. I had a lot of fun. I was fortunately I couldn't make it on Sunday, but man, it was pretty cool on Friday. So yeah, go check out One Big Disney Family Entertainment Facebook page, and you can get all the information on the upcoming events, which includes Awareness for Autism, which is on April 8th. And then after that, we have Star Wars Day, Light vs. Dark, May the 4th. Special edition, which is, of course, on May 4th. So, yeah, check that out.
All right, so social medias and all that. If you don't know by now, what the hell are you not paying attention to the podcast? Go home.
Yeah, I abstain.
You're drunk.
I abstain this week. If they don't know, then just send us an email.
MousePIRE@gmail.com.
That's all you need to know. Really? You want to
Seriously, if you don't know social medias by now,
I literally was thinking the
it's
same
MousePIRE.
thing.
It's MousePIRE.
Gmail.com.
If you don't know how to add an @ to MousePIRE to get a Twitter or an Instagram page, well, then you're probably not on Twitter or Instagram.
Has anybody ever reached
And if
out
you
to
don't
you
know, just
personally?
typing in MousePIRE on Facebook get you to the MousePIRE Facebook page. Then you're probably not on Facebook. So
So
it's
wait,
pretty
has
straightforward.
anybody ever sent you a personal outside of MousePIRE message regarding the podcast?
No.
I have not gotten one either. I doubt Dan has. So really, who cares what our who are at the Twitters and at the Instagrams are?
Yeah, nobody's even probably listening to this part right now anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
They're fast forwarding like Michael.
Yeah, well, he fast forwarded through most of it, so. So no one cares who he is. No one cares who I am. Your choice is your choice.
I'm still Diggs.
He's still buttons, not pins.
Okay, there you go. But hey, buttons, not pins.
Buttons, not pins.
I abstain.
YouTube, Patreon. Help support the podcast.
Do it.
Give us money, bitches. So until next time, remember, you can take the McDonald's out of Disneyland, but you can never take the Disney out of McDonald's. So for Brendan Fraser, Will Robinson, and the gold medal winning U.S. women's hockey team, I'm Anthony.
I'm Tim.
I'm Diggs.
Bye.
I've seen your daily routine. You're not busy.
I know.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
You put all that in the bloopers.
You're a blooper.
Face is a blooper.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful world of color. It's sure to be a hoppy good time. There's more info on the new dining packages resort. There's sure to be. But this week is Paris. Segway.
No, we're not there yet.
Oh.
Okay.
No one cares.
Damn.
That's not yours, guys.